Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Global Islamic Finance Awards 2026, of course powered by the Digital Banker. Now, my name is Nirav Patel. I'm the Managing Director of the Digital Banker here in Asia. And of course, a very warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests joining us from across the globe. Now, on behalf of the Digital Banker, it is my true honor to open the 2026 Global Islamic Finance Innovation Awards cycle. To every institution that submitted under this year's assessment cycle, thank you for the depth of detail, the rigor of your metrics, and of course the candor of your disclosures, which very much gave our judges the substantive material they needed to benchmark each and every institution fairly and of course objectively against the global standard. Now, as any awards institution, these awards programs are only as credible as the submissions behind them. And the class of 2026 has certainly set a new bar. Now, the institutions here with us this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are joining us in the world, you're all operating in the most consequential moment in the history of Islamic finance. Now, according to our proprietary intelligence, global Islamic finance assets closed 2025 at approximately 5.2 trillion US dollars. That's growth of nearly 15% year on year. Our analysts internally project the industry will cross $6 trillion by the end of 2026 and reach circa 7.5 trillion by 2028. Of course, Islamic banking accounts for 72% of total assets. The Sukuk market surpassed $1 trillion, and that's outstanding for the first time in 2025. Issuance was also up around 25% year on year. But of course, ladies and gents, as you all know, the headline numbers only tell a very small part of the story. ESG Sukuk outstanding crossed $58 billion in 25, and TDB projects it will exceed probably $70 billion by year end. And of course, this segment now represents 40% of all emerging market ESG dollar debt. We also look to Africa, which is probably now, or arguably at least, the fastest growing frontier, with around several jurisdictions posting over 20% growth. Europe is certainly leaning in too. And of course, today's client no longer asks whether the institution is Sharia compliant. They just expect and assume it. Every submission under which was evaluated under this year's assessment cycle through TDB's proprietary scoring framework covered strategic intent, measurable outcomes, customer experience, of course, Sharia governance, technology, ESG contribution, and financial inclusion impact. The institutions recognized this evening earned it. Now, we will begin the gala very soon, but I do want to thank each and every institution that undertook the rigorous process of submitting these intricate data sets. It is what allows us to benchmark Islamic finance and the best practices that is going to take and advance this industry over the next few years. And it gives us great pleasure to be investing heavily within this segment of finance. It's certainly a big market and a big opportunity for all organizations involved. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is your afternoon. As ever, the Digital Banker does not only just look at balance sheet strength, capital adequacy ratios, we look at teams within the banks. Those individual teams that are not just rudimentarily applying technology, but actually looking to drive material outcomes for customers, for their institutions as well. That is what sets the Digital Banker apart from a lot of other awarding institutions. Now, what we build here for you is a market-facing asset. This is evidence-based, metric-based results, not a magazine award. I would like to make that clear. So to each and every one of you that is here this afternoon, thank you very much. It's very well deserved. And let's kick off with the first awards category, which is the FinTech and Digital Innovation Awards. Now, the first honoree this afternoon under this year's assessment cycle has been recognized for 3 accolades. First of which is the outstanding client onboarding and account opening. We then have the Excellence in Digital Innovation Award, followed by Best Mobile Banking Initiative Islamic. These 3 awards are given to Faisal Bank, and here we have their Chief Digital Officer, Amin Ur Rahman, who is joining us here today. Amin, it's a pleasure to see you live on screen. We'd love to hear a few words from you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here, and I think it's a great moment to be part of GIFA, and I think it's an excellent platform for all the Islamic banks across the globe to showcase their Sharia compliant solutions. And reference to what you just mentioned, so I think Faisal Bank has won in the categories of excellent client onboarding. So just to share very shortly about our digital onboarding solution. So, in this day and age, everybody talks about instant account opening and instant access. Nobody wants to walk into a physical space to open accounts. So what we've done is that Pakistan is a huge country of 250 million population, so everybody wants to have access to banking. It's one of the most underserved countries in the region. So what we've done is we've created a mobile app which specifically targets account opening, and less than 5 minutes, you just download the app and walk out with a new, absolutely 100% compliant account. So what this means is a customer downloads the app, enters his basic details, and within 5 minutes, you're banked. So I think this has been a turnaround and a game changer for us in terms of changing the experience of account opening for a great number of people across our customer base. And thank you very much for the recognition in this space. And moving very quickly on to the next category that you mentioned, which is digital innovation. So what we do over here at Faisal Bank is that I'd say, adjectivize ourselves in terms of being innovative, or one of the most innovative Islamic banks in Pakistan. So what we do is we take inspiration not just from banks and banking across the region, across the globe, but even for that matter, we look towards innovation outside of banking. So I'll give you a very simple example, a digital innovation which we call the SSDS, which is the self-serve digital screen. So when a customer walks into the branch, so of course, he's either waiting for the relationship manager or he's waiting for the branch manager for the experience. But what we've done is we've digitized or virtualized that experience. Our customers no longer have to wait for the relationship manager or the branch manager for their basic services. They just walk up to this self-serve screen, which looks like, something out of a McDonald's retail outlet, where you can walk up to a screen and anything and everything which is basic, from, updating your KYC, updating your email address, mobile number, etc., whether you want statements, everything is available on that screen. And to top it off, the security of that is biometrically enabled. So we verify you through your thumbprint. So it simplifies things. It's 24/7, and that's how digital is changing the experience landscape across for our customers. And lastly, I'd love to talk about our mobile app, last category for which we won in digital. So it's very interesting that very recently we celebrated our milestone of 100 million transactions. We upgraded our mobile app, I think less than 8 months back. Last year, and in 25 till now, we've clocked in over 100 million transactions, which showcases the success. So it's not just the experience part of it, but also the intuitiveness of the mobile app, as each and every one of us over here on this forum know, that when we speak about digital and digitization, the experience matters a lot. So the success is gauged in the uptake in terms of the actual numbers. Everybody claims to have one of the best experiences of the UI, but it becomes meaningless until it translates into numbers, and 100 million successful transactions showcases that. So I'd love to thank once again GIFA for all the recognition and for giving us this opportunity and this platform, and hats off to all of you.
Thank you very much, Armin, and congratulations to you. And those are the metrics we like to see here at the Digital Banker, and this is exactly what warranted those 3 accolades. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move over to the next honoree under the FinTech and Digital Innovation category, and we're looking at this institution over in the UAE, which has been awarded 4 accolades under this year's cycle, the first of which is the Best Islamic Neo Challenger Bank, followed by the Best Islamic Consumer Finance Product of the Year, certainly a highly competitive category. Thirdly, the Best Islamic Savings Account of the Year. And last but not least, they have also been adjudged for the Islamic Credit Card of the Year, United Arab Emirates, which they also won. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner this year is Mashreq Bank. We are joined by their Senior Vice President, Business Manager of Islamic Banking, Salman Ahmed. Salman, it's great to see you live on screen. Over to you for a few words.
Thank you very much. We see it's a holistic recognition across all the products, mainly assets, deposits, onboarding, and the journeys that we've developed. These are transpiring into a massive customer acquisition for us. It's leading us to be rated as one of the best apps in the UAE as well. So I'd like to thank the Islamic Finance Awards for the recognition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Salman, to you and everyone behind those 4 accolades. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move over to the product innovation category. We have 7 awards to announce this year. And let's go to the first one, which is the Islamic Credit Card of the Year in Pakistan. And your winner here is, once again, Faisal Bank. And this time we're joined by the unit head product, cards, consumer and finance, Kawar Kabir. Kawar, it's a pleasure to see you live. Over to you for a few words.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I would like to say good evening to all the distinguished guests, respected members of the Digital Banker and the other industry leaders. It's a great honor to be here today and to receive this award on behalf of Bank our team. It shows our continuous, our current, and you'd say the focus on the financial Sharia compliant financial solutions. And I would like to thank Digital Banker for this Islamic awards, finance awards, and prestigious recognition. I also like to congratulate to all the winners this evening. Thank you so much once again, and aiming for more awards next year, inshallah. Eid Mubarak in advance. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Kawar, and of course, once again, to Faisal Bank for Islamic Credit Card of the Year in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, we move further afield this time, and we're going to be looking at the best emerging innovation for Islamic products. This is the launch of the year. And your winner here is Baraka Protocol. And this time we're joined by their founder and CEO of Baraka Protocol, Shehzad Ahmed. Shehzad, it's great to see you, and we'd love to hear a few words from you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone joining us.
You may be having a connectivity issue. Let's give you a moment, and if not, we'll come back.
Of the entire Baraka Protocol team. To the Digital Banker, it's distinguished.
Right, ladies and gents, it looks like we may be having a few...
When we set out to build Baraka.
Thank you, Shehzad. We may have had a few technical issues and having difficulty in hearing from you, but we will come back to you at a later stage. Ladies and gents, let's move on now slightly further afield. We will get an opportunity to hear from Shehzad just in a moment. We're now going to look at the best Islamic loan offering of the year, and this time in Australia. And your winner here is National Australia Bank, otherwise known as NAB. We are joined by Dr. Imran Lum, who is the head of Islamic finance for NAB. It's really an honor to have you here with us this afternoon, and we'd love to hear a few words from you. You may just want to unmute yourself, Imran. Okay, no problem. We don't have any audio, but a smile and a wave will do, and we will come back to you if we can. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move over now. We're still under the Product Innovation Awards, and here we are looking at your next institution that has been awarded for. First of all is the Best Islamic Finance Inclusion Initiative. We're then looking at the Best Islamic Women-Focused Financial Products, followed by the Best Islamic Deposit Products of the Year. And finally, the Best New Islamic Products Launch of the Year. And once again, it gives me great pleasure to introduce your winner. This is the third time we're hearing from them, and it's none other than Faisal Bank. And this time, we are joined by the Head of Product Development, Farah Ali. Farah, over to you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, first of all, the Digital Banker team for this recognition of GIFA awards at global level. And on behalf of Faisal Bank, I'm receiving this award, and it's been an honor on this platform. And winning across these distinct categories, which validates our mission to translate Sharia-compliant principles into meaningful customer-centric approach products. As you know, in Pakistan, it's a very rapidly growing and evolving financial landscape, and similarly, the role of the product innovation in Islamic banking industry especially has never been more advanced as compared to these days. So that's why we are moving towards trade from a traditional banking towards a very well-defined and a future-defined customer-centric approach and very smart products. So at Faisal Bank, our strategy is a simple belief. Every segment, whether the individuals, SMEs, business clients, or women segment, deserves products tailored according to their unique and evolving everyday needs that will meet the expectations of a modern banking and Sharia-compliant banking at Faisal Bank. So as we continue this journey at Faisal Bank, our main focus will remain on closing market gaps and accelerating financial inclusion and redefine how Islamic banking values delivered in Pakistan. So the response from the Pakistani market has been very overwhelming, and we have successfully provided innovative solutions and embedded and onboarded new businesses and individuals, and also procured billions in our deposits. So at the end, I would like to congratulate the team of Faisal Bank on this big achievement, and thank you very much the digital banker team and the judges again to recognize our products and services at a global level. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah, and congratulations. Thank you for those extensive insights into the work you're doing over at Faisal Bank. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move over to the Islamic investment management category, and the first of which your winner here has been awarded 3 accolades under this year's assessment cycle. Now, remember, this is specifically under the investment management category. Allow me to introduce the first award, which is the Best Islamic Fund of the Year Absolute Return in 2025. Followed by the Best Islamic Fund of the Year for Risk-Adjusted Return in 2025. And finally, the Best Sukuk Fund. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner this year is Wafra. We are joined by their portfolio manager, Ron Selensky. Over to you, Ron.
Hello, my name is Ron Selensky, and I lead the public markets fixed income business at Wafra. It is a privilege to be recognized by the digital banker and the distinguished panel of judges, and to be included among such an esteemed group this evening. We are truly honored to receive these 3 awards. This recognition reflects the strength of the Wafra Global Sukuk strategy and the dedication of an exceptional team. I would like to thank Elias Shekhar de Silva, Stephanie Yang, and all of my colleagues at Wafra for their hard work and commitment. Wafra remains committed to providing innovative, Sharia-compliant solutions and to continuing to build on this momentum. Congratulations to all this evening's winners, and thanks again for this honor.
Congratulations to yourself, Ron, and of course your team for those 3 accolades under this year's assessment cycle. Let's move over, ladies and gentlemen, to your next honoree under the investment management category. And they are also looking at 3 wins this year, the first of which is the Sukuk Deal of the Year. We're then going to be giving them the Best Green Sukuk Issuance. And finally, they have been anointed with the Best Islamic Loan Offering of the Year in Asia. And these 3 awards go to Mizan Bank. And this time we are joined by their team lead for project finance and investment banking, Akhlas Aga. Akhlas, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Congratulations.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Alhamdulillah. It is an honor for me tonight to accept 3 awards on behalf of Mizan Bank. Together, these recognitions reflect 3 dimensions of what Islamic finance can achieve at scale. The digital airtime Sukuk for Jazz opened new frontiers in Sharia-compliant capital markets. The CPPA facility, which is the largest syndicated transaction in Pakistan's history, demonstrated that Islamic finance can address challenges of sovereign consequence. And Pakistan's first sovereign green Sukuk that established a credible framework for sustainable finance anchored in the principles of Maqasid-e-Sharia. None of this was possible without the dedication of our teams, the trust of our clients, and highly Allah's guidance. We thank the digital banker for this honor and remain committed to serving Pakistan's economy through principled innovation. Jazakallah khair.
Congratulations to you, Akhlas, and of course the team at Mizan Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the next category, which is risk and cybersecurity. We have 1 honoree under this year's cycle, a familiar institution from earlier on this afternoon or evening, again, from wherever you're joining us. And we're looking here at the excellence in operational risk management, Islamic. And your winner is Faisal Bank, and we are joined by the department head for operational risk management.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Jifa, for this recognition. It's a great pride moment for the entire Faisal Bank, especially the risk management team. And basically, this award reflects that we as a Faisal Bank, not just focusing on the customer experience and the customer centric, but also we are trying our level best to provide the prudent banking services to the customer so they can feel secure while banking with us. And that's basically our objective, to have a win-win solution for both the businesses and the risk management practices. Thank you so much, Jifa, for this recognition.
Thank you very much, Faraz. And of course, thank you so much to everybody that has been awarded so far this afternoon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not yet at the end, but we're relatively close. We've had a remarkable lineup of winners so far this evening. And before our next set of categories, please allow me to surface two themes that our analysts at the Digital Banker are watching very closely beyond this year, which is 2026. Now, first is, of course, the rise of the Sharia-compliant institutional investor. Sovereign wealth funds across the GCC and Southeast Asia are certainly directing Sharia allocations into infrastructure, private credit, and the energy transition. This is at a scale we've not witnessed before. Now, second is convergence. The walls between Islamic and, of course, mainstream are slowly starting to come down. And the winners of the next decade will certainly treat Sharia principle not as a constraint, but as a competitive advantage. We also looked at AI and, of course, agentic banking, which will arrive not as a customer service automation, but more as a rethinking of advisory and, of course, underwriting as well as Sharia audit. Now, these are the institutions that win the next cycle, and they're the ones building those capabilities now. Now, we have heard from some interesting institutions. Thank you so much to everybody that has shared insights into the work you're doing. This is exactly why the Digital Banker puts these platforms together. It allows organizations of various teams within banks across the world to come together regardless of location, from South America, of course, not for this program, but from South America through to Australia, to really come together on a cohesive platform and to share the intricacies of the work they're doing. It also allows organizations and individuals to get a true insight into what's happening in the nuances of digital finance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to the second category, or the third rather, and we're looking here at the country and regional category. We are going to go to Sri Lanka first and assess the best Islamic retail bank in the country. And your winner here is Bank of Ceylon, An-Noor. And now we are joined by two of their representatives, of course, Mala Wirasakera, Assistant General Manager, and Ali Mohammed Farouk, Senior Manager. Now, it's a pleasure to see you both. I know that you have opted not to say any words, so you can give us a smile and a wave, but if you fancy, please do say a few words. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My special thanks goes to the Digital Banker for this recognition, and it is a great honor to us to receive this prestigious Best Islamic Retail Bank Sri Lanka award on behalf of the Bank of Ceylon, An-Noor Islamic Banking Sector. This recognition reflects our commitment of expanding Islamic banking services across the Sri Lanka, including rural communities, to promote financial inclusion and improve the financial literacy of our people. We remain dedicated to providing trusted, customer-focused and world-class Islamic banking services in future also. We are truly proud to receive this award, and thank you for this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mala, and of course, congratulations to Bank of Ceylon and Noor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to the next honoree under this country and regional category. Now, we are going to go over to the Best Islamic Bank, Best Islamic Investment Bank, Pakistan, Best Islamic Loan Offering of the Year, the Best Islamic Project Finance of the Year for South Asia, and finally a highly acclaimed honor for the Best Islamic Project Finance of the Year. Now, these four awards are awarded to one institution, and that is none other than Faisal Bank. And we are joined by Syed Umair Alam Zaida, who is the unit head of debt, capital market and syndications. Syed, apologies for the confusion in the name of the institution. Congratulations to you for these 3 wins and 1 highly acclaimed honor. And we'd love to get a few words from you.
Thank you so much. We are very pleased to receive these awards from GIFA. And it's a very pleasure for us to receive these awards. And these awards show our commitment and our continuous effort to develop the Islamic investment banking market in Pakistan. And we are among the leading investment banking players, and it's a very highly pleasure, and we are very happy to receive these awards on behalf of the bank. So it's a team effort from all our team members, and I take this opportunity to congratulate my team and applaud their efforts to make these awards happen. And And thank you to our customers as well for showing trust in us. Thank you so much.
Syed, congratulations to yourself and your team over at Faisal Bank for those 4 accolades under this year's cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, now I was a little bit trigger happy earlier on, so let's bring in your next winner that has also been recognized for 4 accolades, and that is for the best Islamic retail bank in the Middle East, the best Islamic retail bank for United Arab Emirates or UAE, followed by the best Islamic digital wealth platform. And finally, we are looking at the winner for best mobile app for Islamic wealth management. And this time your winner is Mashreq Bank. And we are joined once again by their SVP of Business Manager, Islamic Banking, Salman Ahmed. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This award reflects our continued endeavor in making our digital capabilities far superior than our competition. We are not only in competition with the Islamic banks, but we also punch way above our weight versus our conventional banks in the region. So thank you so much for the recognition.
Congratulations, Salman. Of course, congratulations to Mashreq for all the honors under this year's cycle so far. We now move over, I believe, to the final category, which is the Talent, Leadership and Organization Award category. And we're looking at the first winner here, which is for the Outstanding Staff Training, Learning and Development Program. Now, unfortunately, a representative from the institution could not join us this afternoon, so we will accept the award on their behalf and give you an opportunity to hear from them at a later stage. Your winner is Alinma Bank. Congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us over to the final announcement under this year's cycle. And here we're going to look at the Islamic Finance CEO of the Year. We're also looking at Islamic Banker of the Year and Outstanding Advancement in Islamic Banking. Now, your winner for this year's 3 awards is Mashreq Al-Islami, but the CEO of the year has been Ibrahim Ali Al-Mehri, who's the head of Islamic Banking. And Ibrahim, it is a pleasure to have you live with us on screen. We can see a few of the digital banker accolades behind you. Congratulations for all the work you do, and we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much. I think the awards talks about with oneself. So thank you for the recognition. I think the team and Mashreq management has been, have done a great job in terms of making sure that the Islamic window and the Islamic arm of Mashreq has grown in the right manner with the way that we foresee things are developing in the UAE. Driven by the UAE cabinet and the central bank, they want to make the UAE as the hub of Islamic banking, which eventually, the whole financing size and the liability size is increasing by the double digits in terms of the percentage-wise year by year. We foresee that, the GRE, the big government entities, even the individuals understanding in terms of the Islamic elements and what's beneficial for them and how it will help their ecosystem has evolved from an understanding perspective. And from there, we are here just to help seeing that, how we embed ourselves within that, whole ecosystem. So thank you for the recognition, and definitely we'll do our best working with our colleagues, counterparts, because the way that I see it, that it is a collaboration between all the Islamic banks and the individuals to come up with the best, policies and procedures and governance to be able to help with the overall guidelines and see how we can, grow this share of wallet in the whole industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Congratulations for, of course, the Islamic Finance CEO of the Year and for the other 2 acknowledgements as well. Now, that was Mashreq Al-Salami. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us this year. Of course, as before, we would like to give our deepest gratitude to each and every institution that were successful and those that may not have been successful this year. But of course, if you are interested to understand, how improvements can be made, and of course, whether it's from the submission process or also looking at the best-in-class practices, please do get in touch with our team. We're always willing to provide those recommendations. Now, of course, our job is to really push these narratives into the market. For those of you working closely with our analysts and editors, you will get an opportunity to talk a little bit more in depth regarding your submission and the case studies which warranted your wins this year. And of course, as ever, our job is to create a market-facing assets for you. This is an evidence-based award. It is not simply a fleeting moment. So this is something that we hope all institutions will be able to reference over the next year. And of course, as next year's assessment cycle does open, we will anticipate growth. It is truly an exciting space. We've heard from some great institutions and really interested to hear about the work that they've been doing, of course, over the last year. And as we mentioned earlier, our analysts only predict this segment of finance to grow globally. There are certainly interesting markets out there that the digital banker will be keeping an eye on. So for all of you that were awarded this year, congratulations, be safe, take care, all the best, God bless, bye-bye.